Ralph Lauren, Arnold Schwarzenegger, David Bowie. What do all these great men have in common? They are masters of self-reinvention. I myself have done quite a few reinventions in my life. After all, I used to look like this. Some people like to focus on being themselves, but those of us who take life by the horns know that we have to change to move forward. In this video, I'm going to give you 4 ways that you can reinvent yourself and achieve new heights. But firstly, let's look at why would you want to reinvent yourself in the first place. In life, we find ourselves with new goals, new interests, and new ideas. But who we are in that moment and how people perceive us is not always sufficient to get to the next stage. This gives us 2 problems. Sometimes it's our own beliefs about ourselves that need to be rewritten in order for us to progress. Other times it's the beliefs that others have about us that might be holding us back, even if that's just by sowing doubt in our own minds. So we need to turn a new page with self-reinvention. This can be subtle or drastic, sudden or more long-term, but reinvention is one of the keys to longevity and creating an interesting and varied life. So let's get started with my first suggestion, which I believe is the most important one. Here's why every man should leave his hometown. If you're still surrounded by people who knew you since you were a kid, the same guys you went to school with, all of your family, then changing and reinventing yourself is going to be near impossible. Because as you try and reframe your mind and create a new character for yourself, their existing beliefs about who you are will hold you back in the past. And people from small towns will often ridicule those who try and do something extraordinary from their lives. Or they will accuse you of thinking you're better than them and they'll discourage you. So an essential part of reinvention is surrounding yourself with new people. These new people in your new city will meet the new version of you that you're becoming and accept you. For most young men, I believe a major city is the best place you can do this. Because in a place as big as London or New York, you'll be able to find like-minded people no matter how unusual people from your small town made you think you are. There's also a greater sense of anonymity in big cities which can be incredibly freeing. But as you use this sense of freedom to help with your reinvention, you can also go out there and take advantage of all of the opportunities that a big city presents. Big cities don't put limits on your ambitions or tell you you can't be who you want to be. And you'll also be around others who also reinvented themselves and are looking for bigger and better things. For me, it was essential for my growth when I moved from a small town in Wales to London at the age of 18. But in order to keep growing, I had to keep moving, which is why I relocated to LA when I was 23. Another crucial aspect to reinvention is your visual appearance. Changing your appearance is not just important to changing the way that others perceive you, but it will fundamentally change how you feel too. It's important to visualize the version of yourself that you want to be and notice how he dresses, what kind of hairstyle he has, and how he carries himself. Changes to your appearance can be drastic and quick, such as getting a new haircut, or more slow and gradual, like reinventing your style and acquiring a new wardrobe. But I experienced firsthand how changing my appearance, going from the goth look to the gentleman look, dramatically altered the way that others perceived me, how I felt about myself, and it was a crucial part of my reinvention in my early 20s. If you want to learn more about that journey, then you can watch this video here that I made telling you all about the story of going from goth to gentleman. But you don't need to undergo such an extreme reinvention to be effective. I imagine that some of you guys watching this video might be in college and you want to reinvent yourself from perhaps a party type student or a geek type student and have a more professional image. This could involve picking up some business casual clothes, a leather briefcase, or getting a more serious adult haircut. Your personal style is a huge part of reinventing yourself, but these days we also have to consider our digital presence. The way that you present yourself on sites like LinkedIn or Instagram can either hold you back or propel you forwards. So take a digital audit and make sure that the person you present as online reflects the man that you want to be. In many ways, people define a man by what he does for his living. Men who act, we call actors. Men who have businesses, we call businessmen. And men who make art, we call artists. If you truly want to change your life and reinvent yourself, then focusing on a new skill or a career is an excellent way to do this. For a great example of this, look to Arnold Schwarzenegger. The reinvention of himself from Austrian bodybuilder to governor of California is one of the greatest examples of this process ever known. In order for people's perceptions of him to change, he had to refocus his attention for extended periods of time and gradually moved towards new roles in life. First, he went from bodybuilder to actor, and then from A-list movie star to politician. You may already have something in mind if you're thinking about reinventing yourself, but if not, think about the kind of lifestyle that motivates you, and then think of a skill or career that could help you achieve that. For example, if it's power that motivates you, then politics might be the right path for you. If you want freedom, learn ways to make online income. And if you wish to reinvent yourself as an artistic man, consider learning a new instrument. This one might seem extreme at first, but you would be shocked at the number of successful men who have changed their name. Michael Caine was born Maurice Micklewhite. Cary Grant was really Archibald Leach. And Dean Martin was born Dino Crocetti. Why would you change your name? Well, there are two reasons. Firstly, it's a way to rebaptize yourself and acknowledge that you are now a different man from the one you were before. And secondly, your name is one of the strongest first impressions that you can give somebody. And different names have different connotations. A great example of this is Ralph Lauren. His name was really Ralph Lifshitz, but he decided to change this at the age of 16 for two reasons. Firstly, he disliked the sound of it, because it literally contains the word shit. But the decision to change his name would also have a huge impact on his success as a businessman. The name Lauren or Lauren was a better fit for the type of brand that he wanted to create than Lifshitz, and it appealed to the types of people that he wanted to sell his clothes to. Imagine if the brand was known as Ralph Lifshitz. It's hard to see how it would have become such a cultural icon. And it was important for Ralph's personal identity, going from being a Jewish kid in the Bronx to a billionaire gentleman who encapsulated the old money lifestyle. Gentlemen, I hope this video has opened up your minds to the possibilities of self-reinvention. This concept gets a bad rap from some people who like to idolize the idea of never changing. There are still people in my family who view this as a virtue and will praise people for still being the same man they were 20 years ago. If you're happy with who you are, then there's no need to reinvent yourself. But I have a feeling that the guys who watch my channel are ambitious young men who dream of bigger and better things. And in order to achieve these, at least a little self-reinvention is necessary. Gentlemen, let me know one thing in the comments that you have reinvented about yourself or something that you're working on right now. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and for a little self-reinvention inspiration, check out my video on my personal transformation from goth to gentleman. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.